Good morning. Welcome to Keep Your Power, brought to you by Promise Resource Network. We are the Disneyland of service providers in Charlotte. The world. I'm going with it. Today's topic is knowledge is power. All right. Knowledge is power. You're already going to sleep. Come on. It's going to be a good one because it's going to help me and hopefully help some other people how to hold on to that power that we have, that knowledge that we have, and use it. Who is an expert on you?
Yeah, always.
Whoa, no. I'm an expert on me because I know me best. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not so good, but I'm the one that knows me best, and I want you to know that you're an expert on you. It's not your doctor. It's not your mama. It's us. It's us, right? And I love that. I love that we all have the ability to be differently gifted, right? Differently gifted. Y'all so quiet today. You're killing me. You're killing me.
I'll crank it up. Come on.
So tell me about knowledge. Okay, let me ask this. Tell me the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Ooh, knowledge and wisdom. Who's got that? Yeah, Brett.
Knowledge is learning from your own mistakes, and wisdom is learning from others.
Ooh, okay. I like that. I still have the 2x4 that I need to get my attention, but to learn from others, I like that wisdom, that knowledge. Yes, sir.
I've worked in that so all my life. Basically, I've been in the information systems where you're trying to get this bunch of stuff in that kid's head. Knowledge, you never know it enough. There's so much out there. It's like, wow, it's like a river. You got to pick and choose. But my gosh, when you get on that river, make sure your canoe's got a little bit of power and it don't have a hole in it. Mine had a hole in it. I didn't realize it until I was sinking. I couldn't do it for a while because I get tired of treading water, y'all. I'm tired of it. I want to swim. Wisdom is what you have and you give to other people. They come to you. I've been there, done it, but I can always learn something new every day. If you're not living right.
Oh, you got to have a paddle.
Well, I'm tired.
You got to have the paddle of knowledge because it'll take me, it'll steer me, it'll guide me. Yeah. Ooh, knowledge is what you seek, and wisdom is what you live. Wow. That's good. I like that a lot. Yeah.
And I think knowledge, for me, speaking on from my perspective, it's only useful if I use it, because I have done things and I should know better. The things I say to people, I can tell you all the knowledge that I know, but unless I utilize it for myself, it's not powerful. If I'm not living by example of the knowledge that I've accumulated of my life, then it's not really useful for me. If I'm saying this is what I should do, I should be living my knowledge, living what I'm practicing, what I'm preaching. It should be living it. Like me an example now. I can't do what I did because I have the knowledge of where it took me. I can't go from back where I was. If you can't put the two pack, once you know something, you can't unknow it.
Ooh, that's right.
You know what people hearing people and seeing people, how important it is to communicate with people, making sure that they're seen and heard. So I know when people who are marginalized, they're not seen and heard. So I have more empathy towards it. That's why I want to do the warm line, because I want to work on my listening skills, because I think listening gives me the opportunity to hear. Because I want to listen to understand, not listen to give you feedback. I just want to listen to just understand what you're going through. Now, it don't have to be something that I have to respond to.
I love
just
that
listen
word.
To hear what you're saying.
You know, I'm going to take you back to living is wisdom, living your knowledge. I really like that. When I'm able to accumulate what I want to know, whether that's within the system, my family, the community, whatever it is, I want to take all that knowledge and not waste it, right? The knowledge of our past doesn't have to be wasted. All the shit I went through today has, for me, I believe it had a purpose. I wasn't happy about it. Certainly wasn't happy about it when I was going through it, but today I can appreciate it. It's knowledge. that I need today to get what I want, to get what I need.
I think it's the reward for going through the hard times is getting the knowledge. It's the
Mhm.
pearl at the end of that, all that hard pain I went through. That was the purpose of going through it, to get the knowledge.
Do I have to get knowledge through my experience?
No.
Anybody? No.
I can learn from your experience.
I can't learn from your experience. I'm still thick-headed like that.
I mean, for sometimes I can see your I can learn from your story,
Yeah.
because I can definitely, that's what I want people to do, to be able to learn from my experience and maybe not do some of the things I've done because of things that I've learned.
That's that
You may have
living.
all
That's
lived,
that
but
living.
Sometimes you need to hear that, oh, this is what I did.
Yes.
This is what it got me.
That me too, and the ability to connect with people. The definition, you know how I like definitions, because sometimes I don't know what words mean. Knowledge is information or awareness about a subject. Wisdom is the ability to apply that knowledge with good judgment and insight. So I get my awareness about something. I gather my information about something. But if I don't use it, it's not wisdom. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Wisdom to me is so internal, right? It's like, it's that knowing, that inner compass, that everything that I've experienced in my life comes to this thing that I have that is just like a knowing. And it was bred by a lot of things. So information, experiences, your experiences, all of these other things to me is the knowledge that goes into that inner being, which to me is more of wisdom.
Yeah.
And I feel like we all have it. It's just that some of us have been taught not to trust it,
Yeah.
or believe it.
It's funny because some younger, like an 8-year-old, I've been around people who gone through like really terminal illnesses, like at 7 and 8, and they feel like they lived like a million lives, and they can be so wise at 7 and 8. Like, how can they have this much, like, because you don't know what they've been through in those 7 or 8 years. Like, time has something to do with wisdom, because you can be wise and be an older person and have no wisdom to give, but you can be a younger person and have all this, be able to verbalize, this is the wisdom I've got. Like, all these people have gone through these things for a reason. I think that God allows these things for, he would allow it if he could bring God out of it. The goodness I have this wisdom that it gave me now, understanding now, strength.
Go ahead, sir.
One of the things, and I'll try my
Thank you,
best
Porter.
not to talk anymore. Sometimes we do things in our actions as a reward. You know what it is, but you know better. Now that's knowledge, and quite frankly, that's ice cream on. I mean, that's icing on the cake.
Yes.
That's wisdom.
Yes.
Damn, man, I keep falling in holes. I'm tired of this. I'm sore as everything. Man, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Can I tell the fall in the hole story?
Please do.
Okay. Who hasn't heard it? I've told it a million times. Anyway, let me tell you again. Guy falls in a hole, right? He's screaming, help me, I fell in a hole. Some preacher walks by, says, the guy says, help me, I'm in a hole. And the preacher gives him a Bible and he prays with him and he says, live right and everything will be good. And he does all that. And he's still in the hole, right? Let's see. A psychiatrist walks by. The doctor walks by. He says, I'm in the hole. And the doctor says, take this medicine and do this treatment and everything will be all right. And he took the medicine. He felt better. He had the treatment. He felt better. And he was still in the hole, right? Peer sports specialist walks by. Guy's like, I'm in the hole. Help me. Peer sports specialist jumps in. Guy in the hole says, what the hell are you doing? Now we're both in the hole, right? Peer sports specialist says, I know the way out. That's based on that experience. That's based on that ability to say me too, not to understand completely, because all our journeys are different. Our knowledge is different, but to be able to connect.
Walk with you.
Yeah, that is. Somebody down there, come on. Give me something.
Hands up.
Give me something good.
Yes.
Knowing the curiosity,
Mm.
knowing what and what not to do.
I like curiosity.
Like the knowledge of doing.
Yeah. Yeah. What works for me and what doesn't. I was talking before about, I like to do, instead of a pro and con list, I like to do a cost benefit list, because that helps me understand, what is this going to cost me if I make this decision? right? This knowledge helps me identify cost versus benefit, right? It helps me. Y'all so quiet. Come on now.
And I just want to throw in there,
Yeah.
my youngest baby name is Knowledge.
Ooh, nice. Oh, that's beautiful.
Why
That's
did you?
beautiful.
Why did you name your baby Knowledge?
Well, the definition of it itself, I have a Meraki, Zara, and Knowledge, so his dad really named him that. I'm not quite sure why he wanted to, but it's a nice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's
Knowledge
beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm
Knowledge.
big on like learning and growing and every day, learning. I'll never be too smart. You know what I'm saying?
I think- I'm sorry, go ahead.
Report right there.
That curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That curiosity is beautiful. If I'm curious about myself, if I'm curious about myself, sometimes for me, I can find some of the why behind the what, right? Some of the reason I do things today. In the beginning, they told me that's because of my diagnosis. Well, the reason you do this is because of this, right? The reason I do things today is because my experience from my past, other people's experience. If I can learn, if I can gather that knowledge. Cricket.
What is the knowledge?
What is the knowledge? What do y'all know? Okay, let's do this. What is your knowledge about recovery? Tell me about. There you go.
My knowledge is, coming from what people told me what I was supposed to be, and I was always myself, man. But ain't nobody never told me what I was supposed to do. I was always me. But, once I ran into substances and it started like manipulating the way that I thought about reality, coming back to, I say about to this point, going through, programs and things, it has been a journey that has totally changed the way that I see things. And it has been beneficial. Like people be like, man, I wish I never had did drugs. I be like, man, I'm so glad I ran into that first drink.
Mm-hmm.
Because it life was bland. It was just regular life. But then I went through that and went through this journey and came to this point right now. It's just miraculous, and I love it. And I met so many new different people. Man, I could just still be hanging on the block, man, ready to just be like, man, hey, man, you better not walk down to the block,
Yeah.
cuz, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just so happy I'm here now.
Yeah.
Man. Our Father to the sky, I love you, Father.
Knowledge, absolutely. New ideas. I like that. Changing perspectives. Yes.
A lot of my knowledge comes from the past. I went through a lot of things I didn't want to go through, a lot of painful situations, circumstances, but I have learned from the past. I don't live in the past, but I always remember where I came from. Because I use that knowledge I learned in the past to help me give me wisdom in the future. And I'm still gaining knowledge every day and gaining more wisdom from that knowledge. Because that's wisdom knowledge to me. I always remember where I came from.
Yeah.
You have to look, even though you live in the past, you have to look back, and that's where you get knowledge. And wisdom comes from that knowledge. And I'm gaining more knowledge from coming to these groups and getting more wisdom every day.
Yeah.
They kind of go hand in hand.
To look more about myself and to know more about my community. As I grow and know people, as I get to know people and get to embrace, me, I'm a hugger. Don't get near me, I'll hug you. Yeah. But that knowledge of recovery, who else wants to talk about knowledge of recovery? Huh?
You didn't hug me today.
Say it again.
You haven't hugged me today.
All
Oh.
right.
Oh, that's a hug. Wow.
Pray about it. Call your sponsor. It's all right.
Give him a hug. Give him a hug.
Just saying.
You're good. I'll get you after, I
I
promise.
like what you said, Sharon, about sometimes you have to figure about the what behind the why, because I think that sometimes we think too much about the what and
Sorry,
the why is more where the root of the problem is. Even in not in just myself in society, we realize where we are in society, and we realize where we don't want to go back to, where all of our rights are being taken, and we know how how powerful our vote is, how powerful our voice is.
Yes.
And you know
Yeah.
that we may not think that we are important, but it only takes one, and it takes more than one. And I say like always like it's easy to say I'm angry, but if I say I'm passionate and I find other people that feel the same way that I do, then we can start changing things,
Yes.
changing laws, and changing mindsets. And that's where it comes from. Like you don't have to feel like you're alone, because if you find people that feel like-minded people who are on the same path as you can actually do things. I'd rather not complain about it. How about we try to solve the problem? If we realize what complaining about it does nothing, how about we find a collective people with the same mindset and we can change, like Miss Jareen here. She's the one, I don't want to put her on the spot, but she found a way to highlight mental health, and it started a conversation now. And now it's not such a stigma behind it, because now it has facilities like this, and we can have these kind of conversations where it wasn't the norm 20 years ago, but now we can. All ages, ranges, and we get these conversations. It's not something like, oh, I have to feel ashamed about me feeling like I don't go to a therapist because I'm crazy. I go because I want to remain sane. So, and I understand that now, and I'm not fearful of that. I'm not ashamed of that, and I realize that me talking about that I do go to it, and I'm proud of it. It breaks the stigma.
Your voice, you've got that today, Porter. Not only do you listen well, but your voice. One thing I got from recovery is the ability to speak today. Confidence, knowledge, wisdom. I'm not afraid today so much to share what has helped me in the past. I will share with you what screwed me up, right? Because I don't want you to go there, and I want to share my experience, but I want to share my experience about what worked too. What helped me get my voice today? What helps me stand in front of the county commissioners with signs and say, this is not right. This will not be accepted. Yes.
I think when it comes to knowledge of recovery, there's a good side and a bad side. What I experience in my work is that based off the knowledge that I've received, is that some people will never recover. Some people will be an addict until the day they die. Everybody is not privileged to be in this room, because there's so many people that don't have the resources that you guys have. So until and I definitely think society has made a bunch of inroads to change that. But until that changes, my knowledge about recovery is that it's hard. Is every day, and you just gotta force yourself to show up and be present in places like this.
I like that.
And because there's so many people that's walking the streets of Mecklenburg County that's lost in their road to recovery.
That's it. I love that. We show up.
Right.
We show up today.
Yeah.
And that's the difference, I think. For me, I've got a lot of friends, but I got a handful of friends that I appreciate because they show up. Is that for the hearing impaired out there? Can you step out there and tell them be quiet? But we show up. Here we go. Yes. Nice and loud. Come on.
So I've had problems when you said something about using your voice.
Yes.
I've been verbally abused since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it was really hard for me to say anything or stand up for myself.
Yeah.
And I've let others talk over me, walk all over me. And at the time when I was dating someone, person always asked me why you're always this kind of soft person, blah, blah, blah. Why you let these people not defend yourself?
Yeah.
It was really hard for me to answer that because I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I was that's when I started thinking of when I was a kid, where I was bullied, called names, and at the point, I just got tired of letting other people saying some stuff about me. So I was like,
Tell it.
I told them off.
Tell
I told
it.
them off. I was like, I just told them off, and that's how I started listening to Transpass.
I love it.
Can I ask a question? How did you get to that place? Like when you're saying you wouldn't say anything, you've had all these experiences that basically pushed your voice down, and you got to this place where you're like, you know what? No more. I'm standing up for myself. Do you have any thoughts about how that happened for you, or were there specific moments or things that helped you get there? Or what's your wisdom tell you?
Oh yeah.
The thing is, I only looked up to my older sister because she's been more in an abusive relationship more than I have. And I have actual one day why she always looks happy and everything. And she told me she just has God's love. And she has a family of her own. She's married. She has her own place. And she told me you just have to move on and love yourself more and forgive yourself.
Let me jot that down. Let me love myself more. That's the answer, though, isn't it?
Oh my God.
That is the answer. That sometimes the knowledge is about me. Sometimes the knowledge is about me, and I got to know that why behind the what. Sometimes that explains to me, so I can get my voice. Right? I want everybody in this room to know we are worthy of speaking our voice.
Right.
Yes.
I want to add to what he said. Like sometimes you're talking to the wrong people.
Mm.
Sometimes they're not the people that's meant to receive you.
Yes.
Sometimes even though we want them to be, we know what we're telling them is valuable.
That's right.
You know, some people just aren't, ready to receive you.
Yeah.
You're too much for them. They, and if you're too much, they need to find less.
That's
what I'm
it.
saying?
Ooh, you're too much. They need to
That's
find
it.
us.
That's it. Well, that's it. Everybody starts teaching a class. Thank you. It is that wisdom, isn't it? And sometimes my desire to help someone do something may totally screw the pooch because I don't have their answer. And I like it when if I don't have their answer, they don't listen to me. Right? It's not my job. It's to give options so people can make a choice based on not only my lived experience, but yours and yours. Yes. Yeah. It's a good place to be heard. Yes.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to touch on like like homie talking about like not having confidence or whatever. Where I'm from, man, like confidence is king, and it's just, and that's where I'm at right now. I mean, I live on Earth, and it's so many powerful forces out here that will beat you down if you don't stand up for yourself and be yourself. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody is out here as an individual, and you gotta be you. You know what I mean? It's just look around the room, everybody's different.
Yeah.
You gotta stand up for who you are. Now, who else can be you? You know what I mean? Who's gonna speak up for you but you? You know what I'm saying? Why you being all quiet and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm on my block, you know what I mean? You gotta be you. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the courthouse every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta go take a piss test. I gotta go holler at counselors. I got cases to handle and stuff. I mean, I gotta be me. You know what I'm saying? King Confidence, King Michael. You know what I mean? Hands up. You know what I mean?
It took me a long time to even begin to know who I am. Anybody else going, who the hell am I? I don't know. Yeah.
You are you.
I know.
That's what
And I'm Tigger. I'm the only one, man.
You know who
You are.
you
I'm following you.
But
cuz.
it's,
Oh,
it's,
oh.
but
Hold on.
it's easy to not when we have been, some of us, I'm not going to speak for everybody in the room, but when we have been told by other
Mhm.
people who we are and who we're not. You know, when you ask about what is recovery, I remember when I first came into mental health services as a psychiatric patient, there was an identity that was given to me that I was sick and broke and ill and was always going to be sick and broke and ill and everything that meant. And I believed it for a really long time. And it took me years to realize that people actually recover from labels of mental illness. Like people talked about substance use recovery, but nobody talked about recovery from mental health issues. And it's like, first of all, how do you not know this? If you're in these systems and you're getting these labels, you're taught that you're just pathologized and you're just sick.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have to learn outside of that service system that I actually could recover. And when I learned that, it changed everything for me. The voice, my identity, being able to claim the things that I was meant to be, but were taken over by other people's version of me that wasn't even real or true.
Right.
That's it. That what people tell me I am. Those voices I got in my head, you stupid, you never make it, all that shit, right? All that shit that was put there. Hold on, let me get my thought. Yeah, because you don't want to miss it. God, I'll forget. And then, I tell you what, this lady right here behind me was the one that I was at a week-long training that I shouldn't have been in because it had nothing to do with what I did as work. And I met Shireen, and she told me I'd understand the way, like you said, the way addiction worked for me. I did the 12 steps, and that was what you did, right? I understood that. That's what you did for alcoholism. That's all I know. Many other ways. But I thought I'd have that burden of mental illness for the rest of my life with no way to touch it, with no way to look at it or know it, so that I could take it out and do some things with it. And she told me that there was recovery from mental health issues, that it was not only possible, it was probable. What do I always tell you? This is the shit. Recovery is the shit. And as I grow in knowledge, as I get that reward, as I show up, that brokenness that the world told us we were, that's, first of all, that's bullshit. Second of all, we stand in our wholeness, not brokenness, right? That's the shit right there.
It's real liberation.
Yes, freedom. Freedom from that bullshit. Being able to replace the you're stupid with you've done this, and this proves that you're not stupid. Right? Yeah. Change those voices. Change that knowledge. Change that knowledge. Who else? Come on. Yes.
I just want to chime in on what she was saying. That's what all y'all was saying. He was saying something about the recovery thing. You were saying something about the misdiagnosis. And you were saying something about, well, what you were saying. And I'm going to say something about what I'm going to say.
All right.
Please don't interrupt me either.
No, I won't. Ooh. Because I interrupt all the time.
And I apologize to everybody for that alarm, because I've got a grief counselor. I got to meet at 11 o'clock, and it was just a reminder, man, because I got to get over some shit like some death. And that's some real shit. Thank God I'm not. But I'm here for a reason, a purpose, and I've got a sense of meaning today because I'm in this room.
That's it.
And people's helping me because I eat knowledge. I eat it. I love it. I'm like a sponge, man. And I apply that shit. If this shit don't work for me, I ain't applying that shit no more because it ain't for me. If the facts of this disease, my disease called I, self, and me, because I am my damn problem, and self's got a belly on my ass, and I will collect. It's about like being in a boxing match with yourself. But I know every damn move I'm making, where I'm coming from, where I ain't. If I'm leading with the chin, if I ain't. If I'm roundhouse, if I'm not. And I'm going to kick my own ass. And nobody can kick my ass like, well, me. Because I know me. Alcohol and drugs is a symptom. A person's a symptom. Money's a symptom. Woman's a symptom. But if I become emotionally unstable, then I let that symptom take control of my actions. And I can either choose to have positive or negative. But if you say that I'm an alcoholic, I might believe that shit. I might believe that shit until I get to the facts and the causes.
Mm.
But then I might realize, hell, I ain't an alcoholic after all. I might just be a sex addict. I might just be a gambling addict. I might just be a whatever addict. But you can't label me. And you tried to. You didn't try to, but you in general tried to. And I was misdiagnosed.
Did you label yourself?
Hold on, man. Hold on.
And I wasted a whole lot of that daily reprieve called a stay of execution time, which is my life, wasting it on leads that I never felt the answer for because it wasn't me. It wasn't who I was. But your ass gave me that label. So I tried to think I was. And my disease is my thinking. It's in my head. And if you misdiagnose me, I'm wasting what time I've got on this earth trying to figure out me.
Purpose. I got put in a box.
If I'm given the facts,
Okay.
and they're laid at my feet,
Yes.
it's my damn job to pick them up. It's my job to analyze the facts that's laid out before me. And if I don't find myself in, well, this book or that Bible or that AA book or that NA book or whatever damn book, I don't need to be in that book. And I probably don't need to be in that room because I don't understand. I'm just getting on somebody else's back and trying to ride with them.
Yeah.
Faking that shit till I make it.
Yeah.
But I don't belong there.
I was put in a box. They told me
belong.
hell yes, you belong.
I do belong in this room because everybody in here is just like me.
Yeah.
We're all struggle pieces.
That's it.
We're all looking for something. We're all looking for answers. Every single one of us.
You know what's so cool? I'm sorry. See, I interrupt all the time.
Okay. But I do too.
There's only so much time.
But I belong in a room at 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I belong in that room with my counselor, which is outside help. I'm talking about a person that's got license to analyze me because she knows me because I talk to her. I've got to get over my mom and my daughter dying. I've got to get over 80 of my friends dying of overdoses, and some I administered that shit. Some of them I did, yes I did, but I didn't know that their tolerance wasn't as high as mine. I didn't know that they had OD on a rinse, but they did, and they died.
Yeah.
I got to get over that shit, man, because I have night terrors and stuff about it, man, because they're my friends, man. And shit happens. That gets you your last thought.
Yeah.
But my mom and my daughter, that was a big one for me.
Yeah. That
I can't let go of that, man. I got to trust the process.
Yeah.
Death.
It is a process. And that no, you're right. You're right. I feel you. And I feel you. To gain knowledge from that though, what can it okay, I can't say the word I want to say. You know that, but damn. And we all have some kind of damn, don't we? Damn in our life. Damn. Why? I don't.
You can't get over.
Yes. Sometimes I don't get why, do I? Sometimes I don't get that why, even though I'm seeking that knowledge, even though I'm learning about myself. I may not know specifically why I do what I do, but when I can see a different way, right? I want to find a different way today than I've done in the past because the past hasn't worked for me, but it's not wasted, right? If I can learn from it, which I have a hard time doing, but if I can learn from it, it's not wasted, right? Wisdom. Yeah.
My mom told me this. Either you're teaching the lesson, learning the lesson, or the object at which the lesson is being taught.
Say that again.
Either you're learning the lesson, teaching the lesson, or the object in which the lesson is being taught.
Ooh.
So that's everything I'm going through. Like sometimes I'm trying to help you, but I'm the one that needs to be. It's about me. It's about I need to change. I'm trying to change you, but maybe I need to change how I approach you, how the boundaries that I set. Sometimes I'm trying to do something that I have to realize where I fit in this. Sometimes I'm not the person that needs to change you. It's me need to change, or this is our interaction is something that's going to be helping someone else. Maybe it's not even for us. It's about somebody watching how we interact and how we handle the situation.
Yeah.
And how we can agree and disagree. You never know who's watching, looking up to you.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
it.
you are doing this because you're setting an example to people how to handle situations that maybe they've never seen before. I have to realize that even how I've learned how to not be so emotional, take things personal with people,
Mhm.
and just listen to them. I may not agree with you at all,
Mhm.
but it doesn't mean not about you. I'm hearing you out, hearing your perspective. And I don't have to agree with you. I just want to hear your perspective so we could have a dialogue now.
Yeah.
We don't have to agree at all, but
That's
you can
it.
hear my side, I can hear your side, and we can leave this place, leave this conversation, not agreeing with each other, but we both been heard.
That's it.
It's not
That's
about me
it.
being right at all. I don't have to be right. I'd rather be religious. I'd rather be righteous because I know God doesn't want me to be right. He just wants me to be seen and heard. And then maybe what you say, I may not agree with everything, but maybe it'd be one part of that I did.
I grabbed that.
What I need, what I feed with that, what I feed grows. I
Mhm.
found that maybe I learned how not to handle you again. Maybe I learned how to set more boundaries. Maybe I had to find what this is what's supposed to be teaching me. Everything is working for me. If I just
People
look
watch
look for the
us.
lesson in everything I go through,
Yes.
everything is a teachable moment for me. I can
It
learn
is.
from everything
What
go
I
through.
love what you said about. I got to remind myself every day. I'm grown and in recovery. People watch me. I'm grown and in recovery. I model recovery for other people. I model what I want. I show people what the goodness of recovery can be. I try to do that. I'm obnoxiously happy,
Oh,
right?
that's
Obnoxiously happy.
Recovery kind of gives you fearlessness.
Ooh, courage.
Hell
I like that.
To address more, and
Yeah.
confront more, and keep growing, not just for you, but for the whole.
Yes. As I grow, I can share that growth. I have the courage today. I've got my voice. It took me a minute. But I know people who speak so beautifully about what they've been through, what they're going through, where they want to be. And I wish I had that much of a voice, right? To be lost the word. Anybody else? You know how it is.
You got the voice now, though.
I really like.
Yeah,
the lesson
hold
part
on,
you said.
hold on.
It's in there.
Yes, sir.
But you know, in my past, when I was growing up, I used to get picked on a lot,
Yeah.
so I can identify with you. Being sexually abused when I was young, you know, by my god sister, you know, all those unresolved traumas, you know, I had to find something outside to make me feel good on the inside, but that never happened.
Yeah.
So, for me, recovery kind of takes the covers off. Just let me bare naked.
That part.
And it brought me to communicate because one of the main things is that I did communicate how I was feeling or what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And then just in my own self-made prison
Mm-hmm.
for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even in my marriage, I mean, I didn't let my wife know who I was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my kids,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do that because I mean, I was still immature. I was still in that self-made prison. Always going back to the hurt.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like a bad tooth, isn't it? Your tongue always goes to it.
yeah.
That was my experience. Things would happen and I would always go back to that trauma. Right?
Yeah, because it was like a safety blanket.
Oh,
You know,
well, I knew it, didn't I? I knew it. I understood that shit. Drugs and alcohol saved my life. I'm going to say that. And I mean it. Drugs and alcohol saved my life. Because if I hadn't had it when I was younger, I'd have killed myself. So it saved me. It gave me relief for a minute. Bought me some time. Who else had their hand up? We had a couple people had their hand up. Oh, okay. Yeah, hold on. Did you have something?
Yeah, I suffer from I put myself in the box. I suffer from a drug-induced disorder.
Mhm.
I put myself in that box. Now my brain's coming back together. My brain. I fucked my brain up.
Yeah, that's good, honey.
Fucked my brain up. It's difficult coming back.
Yeah.
Very difficult. So I'm trying to piece it together slowly, kind of slowly.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give myself time to let it happen.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
Oh, I love that. Go ahead.
Can I say that doesn't only happen with substance use? That happens with trauma. You know, I'm appreciative of what you shared because what you shared was wisdom. And for other people in the room that are trauma survivors, that you know sometimes we turn to substances to be able to live with the pain and the hurt. Yeah, some people call it coping. Sometimes we have to disconnect between our body and our minds in order to survive. And then we have to go back and recreate what happened. I'm a person that has no childhood memories. I've actually just started doing a lot of work to get some childhood memories because, and it wasn't substance induced, it was trauma induced. I had to be present physically, but not be present mentally and emotionally in order to survive all the pain. And so I heard you saying you did this to yourself. And I just want to say that's part of the survival. That's part of what you are doing in order to survive. And it's not only around substances. It happens around mental health and trauma and all of these sort of things.
Yeah.
But I would challenge that you did this to yourself. I would challenge that notion, right? And say you did probably what you needed to do at that time to survive.
Yeah.
And now, welcome back.
Yeah.
As you're recreating,
Ooh,
as many of us are.
rebuilding,
Reclaiming.
that foundation
That's right.
that we work on, that we stand on every day. Not I suffer from. Today I am worthy. Today I'm worthy of recovery. I get to do this.
Yeah.
I get to do this. I don't know why. We're the chosen people. We are the chosen people because my higher power picked me up out of hell and brought me into recovery. Right? Yes.
I was writing my hands because I know why I rated me.
All right. Somebody. Did you have something there? I'm sorry I cut you off.
Yeah, I really like the lesson thing that you said. I've memorized it and try to incorporate a little bit. Trauma's hard. Trauma's hard. Living's hard. Living's what you make of it as well. But
Yeah.
with everybody in this room, myself included, shit's hard.
Yeah.
But thankfully, inside these walls and outside, hopefully into the world, there's always support. There's always help. I don't know. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm just absorbing all this, and this is
Good.
amazing to me.
Me too. It's amazing. I get to do this. I get to do this. There are so many people that will never touch this level of insight. Yeah.
This is intimacy.
Yeah. Ooh, intimacy.
We have the intimate moment because we can be vulnerable.
We got to shut it down. But one thing I know about everyone in this room, and me included, we're highly intelligent and highly motivated, or we'd be dead. Right?
We here.
I'm highly motivated and highly intelligent. I want you to hold on to that, right? We got through some shit. Right? Use that. I'm going to read it one more time. Knowledge is information or awareness about a subject. Wisdom is the ability to apply that knowledge with good judgment and insight. That's the shit right there. I want wisdom today. I need wisdom from you all. I want to watch your wisdom. I watch y'all. I need what you've got.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Want to thank you all in this room. Damn, this went good today. We went deep and it was good. Antonio's got good morning. This class is great. Thanks for telling us that. Let's see. It is Friday, so I hope everybody has a great weekend. Out there too, I want to thank you all for being here. Share this. Somebody might need to know how wise they are. Kick the table. There you go. Don't do that. Didn't we talk about that?
No more.
All right. Keep peace, share love, and have a good weekend.
Girls on top, boys on top.
Hush.